You know, my last video I'd posted, I'd said, they were forecasting 1 to 4 inches, 4 inches being at the most. Uh, I said on the extreme side, I hope that we don't get that. Um, we didn't get 4 inches. So I guess that's good. But on the alternative, really bad side, we got 14 inches of snow. So I guess I should have shut my mouth and not mentioned anything about the impending weather last week. Um, as you could probably tell in my voice, I'm actually getting over a cold. I had a cold all weekend, so I didn't do anything. I didn't make any videos or anything. Didn't work really either, but just wanted to update everybody. I don't know what this snow is going to do to the standing beans that we have left. We've got approximately 145 to 150 acres left. I say approximately because the field that we were in last is a 97, 98 acre field. We didn't get all of that picked. We still have about roughly 35 acres to 40 acres left. And I say roughly, again, because we had to leave some patches because it was so muddy in certain areas. One of the videos that you're going to see coming up is us actually mounting great big logging tires onto the combine that should help us float on top of that mud and anything else that we would encounter. So we haven't done that yet. We had to improvise some valve stems. I'll show you kind of what we did there. The tires are so big we couldn't even find the valve stems that go inside of the tire. So we had to improvise something, and I think it's going to work. So it's pretty crude, but it might give everyone out there an idea that maybe anything's solvable. You just have to have the ingenuity to come up with an idea. Now, whether it works or not, we'll see. As you can tell, it is really beautiful out here. I love the snow, and on any other year, I'd be really excited. I would be at home playing in the snow with the kids. Kids are out of school today, slackers, having snowball fights and all that, but when you still have about 150 acres of beans out in the field still, this is pretty damn depressing. Especially when our beans in our fields that we have left to pick, most of them look really, really good. I mean, really good. In closing, I want to say thank you to Jack Geiger at Geiger Farms. He gave me a shout out on YouTube. I've had several conversations with Jack about farming organically. Being a new guy, I've really relied on people with experience and people with knowledge that I've not had and haven't gained yet. So, Jack, thank you. And anybody on my channel that's subscribed to me and not Jack, I encourage you to go over there, check him out, check out his channel. He offers a lot of really good knowledge about how to do different things. And he'll really educate you on some practices that work for him and that have worked for me too. Every farm is different, whether you farm organically or conventionally. That suits your farming operation. Everybody's different, so no two farms are exactly the same. You need to control what you can control. I recently had a newer subscriber ask me what are the most challenging things that I've had in the first 2 years of my farming operation. He was a new farmer too, and he was asking about disking and planting and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, short of Mother Nature being one of the bigger challenges, which that's something that you can't control. That's something that you can't, that you cannot change yourself. One of the biggest things I've found other than controlling your capital, because capital is big, meaning your money, how much money you have, you need to control your insurance. You need to control your inputs as much as possible, whether you farm organically or conventionally. You can't go out and spend $100,000 if your farmer's only going to bring in 50. So you need to be smart, and you need to put pencil to paper and say, okay, what are my goals? What do I want to raise this year? How much income do I need does this farm need to make in order to carry on through next year? So you really need to have a firm idea of what your goals are and firm expectations, because you can't go out and say, oh, I'm going to get 90 bushels an acre on all my acreage. You might have a few acres that, yeah, you get that, but you also have other acreages that might get 20 or 25, so everything's going to offset. You need to have realistic ideas and realistic goals of what can be accomplished. I'd say one of the other things I said in my response to that subscriber was, you're going to get knocked down. So when you get knocked down, you have to have the gumption, you have to have the courage to stand up and keep fighting. Fight for what you want. If you want to farm, don't let anything knock you down and keep you down. You got to get up, keep your feet moving. So, this snowstorm, it freaking sucks, but you know what? Is it going to kill me? No. Do I wish we had dry weather all fall? And do I wish that our custom harvester would have got in here, got everything picked? Well, yeah. But you know what? It's not gonna kill us. We've got insurance. I mean, we pay for it. So, if we have to, we'll use it. Don't want to, but you know what? If it is what it is. So, another thing, don't go out and buy brand new equipment. We bought that new Holland, that T4 100, really before we knew we were going to be row cropping. If we would have known that we were going to be as heavy into the row crop as what we are now, I probably wouldn't have bought that tractor. I probably would have bought a used 160, 180 horse tractor. It's a nice tractor, but it just, for where we're at now, it's really under horsepower. So spend your money wisely, the money that you have. Unless you have unlimited capital, budget yourself, and really don't believe everything that everybody says, especially if they're trying to sell you a product or a service. They're called salesmen for a reason. I used to be one. They don't have your best interest at heart most of the time. So, they're salesmen. They want to make that commission. That's how they make their living. They're trying to support their family based off of your hard work. Nothing against them. It's just, we have products and services that we need as farmers, and they're the ones that try to sell us to us. Don't let them upsell you on something that you don't need, especially early on. Have the fortitude to say no. Have the fortitude to go out and negotiate prices on seed, fertilizer, whatever it is. There's margin in anything that you buy as a farm. So if they come out and say the price is $50,000 for this tractor, you can knock them down quite often. You can knock them down $5,000, even sometimes $6,000, or try to get a longer warranty or this or that. There's negotiating room in anything that you do. So in my experience, don't take no for an answer. Everybody wants to say yes. Another thing that I said in that comment to the subscriber was, have a goal, have a 2-year plan, have a 5-year plan, have a 10-year plan. Your 2-year plan needs to be pretty firm. You need to have a plan. You need to stick to it. Your 5-year plan can be variable. You can adjust things. You can bend and flex anything that you need to do to you know, make your operation more efficient, make it better. Your 10-year plan needs to be very flexible. And when I say, but what I mean by that is, you know, my 10-year plan is, or when I first started, I'm in year 2, my 10-year plan was to be farming closer to 1,200 acres. You know, I'm going to be flexible on that. You know, my 5-year plan, I want to be farming right about that, you know, 700, 800 acre range. So, and I'm on track to do that. Be diversified. So, you know, your operation as best as possible needs to be diversified. You know, raise cattle, you know, other crops, you know, corn, soybeans, wheat, whatever it is. You need to have a diversified income. So if one of your crops fail, or something happens where it snows and you get 14 inches of snow on 150 acres of 60 plus bushel an acre beans, you need to have some extra income there to say, you know, to float you through to the next year. Also have goals that you can break down on a yearly basis. So you have your plan, your 2-year plan. So, okay, this is what I'm doing this year. You break that down monthly. You know, during seasons. So this is my goal for planting season. This is my goal for, you know, in between planting and harvest. You know, this is my goal for after harvest. You know, storage. What are your needs going to be? You need to answer all those questions. Are you going to store your grain? Are you going to sell your grain? How are you going to market it? Where are you going to market it? You know, all those questions have to get answered early in the season. Then you can break down on paper and say, okay, this is my goal for this period of time, and literally write it down. If you write it down, you'll have a record of that you can go back to, say, okay, hey, I'm on track here. Okay, I need to spend a little bit more time here. So once you have everything written down, take it in priority. It's January right now. We're getting ready to go into disking season here before long. So do we need to work on our disc? You know, do we need to work on our planter, our cultivator, whatever it is? You need to break it down on paper. This is my priority. This is where I need to go, and, you know, make it happen. Then you can break it down into even daily goals. You know, this is what we need to accomplish this week. Okay, Monday, this is what we need to have done. Tuesday, this is what we need to have done. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so on and so forth. And then, you know, realize that, you know, some things are just not going to happen. Some things are going to break. Some things are just not going to go according to plan. Then you can carry those small detail things onto the next week. What you don't want to have happen is have those things compound week after week, month after month, and then you're planting, you know, you're planting your crops into, you know, July, you know, whenever it is. So you need to be realistic and have goals, have something that's attainable, and have a plan, and write it down. Literally write it down. If you do, I promise you, you're going to have better success, and you're going to feel better too, because you can check mark it, you can cross it out, whatever. Then you come back, okay, well, I've got this done, this done, this done, this done. And it adds a sense of accomplishment. If you don't, you know, you just feel like you're wading through muddy water, you know, all the time. You're just, You can't get anything done. You can't get motivated to do anything. So just write it down. I promise you, it's going to help. So in closing, I'd like to say thank you for all of my new subscribers out there. I've got several in the last couple days. Spread the message. Farming is a dying industry, seems like. There's a lot of farm retirements going on, especially in my area right now. Guys getting out of the business because they can't compete with the larger farmers, the guys that are farming 15, 20,000 acres, and those guys are only expanding because they have the capital. So small farmers, you know, like myself, under 1,000 acres are where it's at in my mind. That's the American dream. That's what I love. That's what we're doing here. So again, thank you guys. Spread the word what we're doing. You can add any videos on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever you got. I'm not on social media again. That's too much of a headache, and I don't have the time to deal with other people's drama. So All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll catch you here in another day or two with another video. All right, bye.